You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, Manal Topazada, the founder of Notable Music Therapy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So I absolutely love your organization. I love how it started and what you do in the community. So to tell folks at home, what came first, the chicken or the egg, Notable Music Therapy or the band The Notables?
So the Notables came first, and they actually came out of a class at Northern Nevada Center for Independent Living. So we had a class of adults with disabilities. They named themselves The Notables, so the name The Notables is organic from the group. After several years, we formed a nonprofit, and then a few years after that, we changed the nonprofit's name to Notable Music Therapy Services.
And let's talk about Notable Music Therapy Services, because I have actually seen, when I used to work at the sheriff's office, I would go into the jail and see how Notable Music Therapy would come in and help inmates. I mean, you've got your hands in a lot of places in our community.
Yeah, we do. You know, people think of the band because that's, everyone says The Notables, but we actually served more than 3,000 people in our community last year. And that is both on site at our facility. We have a beautiful, amazing facility that you need to come visit. And also throughout the community, and one of our partners is the Washoe County Sheriff's Department. We are there 5 hours a week in the mental health units, both women and men.
So let's talk about music as therapy. Why is music so important in that therapy process?
So music is really interesting because it's everywhere, right? And so we take it for granted and we really don't appreciate or understand the impact it has. But music is what we call not the universal language, but the universal experience. All humans react to music in some way. And music affects our physiology, it affects our neurology, it affects our emotions, it affects all parts of our body. And because of that, as music therapists, we are trained and we know how to use music as a tool to help make people, or help people be healthier and more whole as humans.
You know, when you just said that, I just had like a little light bulb moment in my head, because turning it back to being a parent, like you use music with an infant to help calm and soothe an infant. But I hardly ever have music on at home. My husband, he is phenomenal with music. But what a great way to just provide calm in your home as well, and using music just in our day-to-day life.
Yeah, and I love that you use that example, because absolutely, as humans, some of the first experiences we have are being rocked and being sung to, right? We don't talk to our babies, we sing song voice. And so that is a big part of who we are as far as humans go, and that helps us connect, right? We connect with other people through singing. Music in the home can be wonderful for relaxation, for stress management. Another big way that we can use music for our children at home and for ourselves is for motivation, right? So we can use music for transition at bedtime. But we can also use music in the morning. So we have our getting ready for school playlist, and we put this music on and it cues our brains, right? Now it's time to get moving. And we do that intuitively, right? We put music, we have our playlists for cleaning the house, for driving, for all of these things. And that's working on really, really fundamental parts of our brains.
What a brilliant idea. I'm going to integrate that. I promise you, I am going to integrate a music playlist for getting ready in the morning. Because if I have to repeat myself and tell them to put their shoes on 5 more times, so thank you for that idea. Now, if somebody is interested in music therapy, is Notable Music Therapy open to all? How do people get involved?
We are open to all ages and all abilities. So people think of us as serving people with disabilities, which is absolutely a large part of what we do. But we work a lot with people with mental health issues. So music can help with anxiety, with depression, right? It can help us kind of regain sense of ourselves. We work with people in recovery who are living with or have lived with addiction. But yes, and then we work with seniors with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So the short answer is absolutely anybody, whether you have a disability or not, can benefit from music therapy.
And do they reach out to you to get involved in a program? What's that look like?
Yeah, so they can go to our website and we have all of our programs listed. And with another way that people can become involved is by volunteering. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities in our classes and our programs, not in the jail, not in the hospital, not in some of those places, but at our facility, people can come and help out with all of our programs and get a sense of, you know, what we do. And also what we found is that the benefits of the people who volunteer are as much, if not in some ways greater, than our participants.
And what does the funding look like?
So we are a nonprofit organization, and we rely on grants, and we rely on donations. Of course, we rely on public support to help fund our programs. More than 75% of the people we serve are living at or below federal poverty guidelines, income. And so because of that, we rely a lot on public support so that we don't have to turn anyone away.
And now let's go to Notables, the band. And you mentioned that you have a choir. So if people commission them to come and sing at a party or play at a party, does that also help fund the Notables Music Therapy?
Absolutely. So we have our band, our flagship band, the Notables, and they are a professional group. In fact, we went to New York a couple of years ago, performed on Broadway. I mean, they are really serious. They've got 4 CDs out. So the band, the Notables, performs about 40 or 50 gigs a year.
Wow.
And yeah, I think we have 17 in the next 3 months. So they're really, really busy. And yes, absolutely, the band will accept donations, and that helps fund that program. We also have 2 other groups that go out and perform. We have the Local Vocals, which is an intergenerational singing group. They perform at the airport at Christmas time. They go out in the community. And we also have one of our newest programs, which we're so excited about, which is the senior choir. And that is open. We call it a choir, but don't have to have any prior singing ability or choir experience in order to join. And it's an opportunity for seniors to come together and make friends and connect.
I love that.
And sing, and then they can go out in the community if they want and perform.
Well, Manal, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We love what you're doing.
Thank you.
We'll have you back. You're watching 2+U Nevada.